One second you're mid-conversation and the next your partner is just gone, still standing there but gone. No shouting, no slammed door, just a wall of silence. And you're left standing on the other side of it wondering what you did wrong. Here's the thing almost nobody tells you, that silence isn't rejection and it isn't control. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the exact biology behind why your partner shuts down, why pushing for a response during that shutdown always backfires. Stay with me because step 2 is the part almost every couple gets completely wrong, and it's usually the reason the same shutdown keeps happening over and over. Before we get into it, if this cycle sounds familiar in your relationship, we've put together a free resource called the 10-Minute Couples Check-In. Let's start with what's happening inside their body, because this isn't emotional, it's biological. When an argument reaches a certain intensity, their heart rate spikes, often climbing past 100 beats per minute. Their body floods with cortisol and adrenaline, and they shift directly into fight or flight. Psychologists call this state flooding. And once someone's nervous system hits that ceiling, their brain makes one decision, and one decision only. I cannot process any more input right now without exploding. So instead of exploding, they freeze. Here's the part that changes everything once you actually understand it. The silent treatment is not an act of control, it's an act of self-preservation. Their mind has pulled the emergency brake. When someone is flooded, the logical part of their brain, the prefrontal cortex, is functionally offline. Expecting a flooded partner to have a calm, rational conversation in that state is like trying to run a program on a computer that's actively overheating. This is exactly why pushing harder always backfires. You ask, why aren't you talking to me? You follow them into the next room. You try to force a resolution. But to a flooded nervous system, that pursuit doesn't register as love, it registers as more threat. So they retreat further, which makes you push harder. So if pushing doesn't work, what actually does? This is where the safety reset comes in, a 3-step framework you can use the next time this happens. Step 1, name the state, not the person. The moment you notice the cold wall forming, stop talking about the original argument immediately. Avoid saying you're shutting down on me again. That sentence attacks who they are, and it will only deepen the freeze. Instead say, I can tell this conversation is getting intense for both of us right now. It turns you both into observers of the same moment instead of opponents inside it. Step 2, and this is the one almost every couple gets wrong, grant the pause, but with a boundaried return. If you're the one who needs to step back, you might say, I'm feeling flooded right now. Can we take a 20-minute break and I'll come back to the couch at 7:30? Here's the key difference. Abandonment is walking away without a word. A healthy pause is walking away with a guaranteed time to return. Step 3, lower the physiological threat because a timeout only works if you actually use it to calm your body down. Instead, do something physically regulating, drink cold water, take slow breaths where your exhale is longer than your inhale, or go for a short walk. You need at least 20 to 30 minutes for the adrenaline to actually clear your bloodstream. Less than that, and you're not calm, you're just quiet. When you come back together at the agreed time, start with what's called a softened re-entry. Something like, thanks for taking that pause with me. The reason this framework works isn't willpower, it's physiology. You're not trying to force a flooded brain to reason its way through a conflict. The shift is simple to describe, but it changes everything. Stop treating silence as an enemy to defeat, and start treating it as a signal that the room needs more safety before it needs more words. This won't feel natural the first few times you try it, especially if pursuing and chasing has been your default pattern for years. But couples who practice this consistently report something interesting. The shutdowns start happening less often and less intensely. If you and your partner keep finding yourselves stuck in this exact loop, that's not a sign something is broken, it's a sign your nervous systems need a shared plan. Download our free 10-minute couples check-in. And if this breakdown brought you some clarity today, hit subscribe, Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.